Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Can you guys hear me okay? Hang on, I gotta share this. Please share this. There we go. Hang on a second. Now I gotta send it to everybody in Messenger. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Do. Rum diddly dum. I'm in a lot of pain today. But that is okay. I'll tell you, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Whee. Here's a lot of you folks here, man. Okay. Do. I should be out at the end of my list here on Messenger. Okay. Okay. Whoa, I guess not. Now, I've had to go live with my webcam because for some reason my phone, I hit something. I when I went to turn off the pink lights over my head, I hit something, and then it went off. So when I tried to resume the live, it would just be a black screen. So I have no idea. I might have broke my phone. That's quite possible. Okay, there, I've reached the end of the list. Okay, let's do this, do this, and F11, and live chat. Hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah, well, as much as I've had my shower, my hair's still wet. Um, ow, as much as we need this rain. Oh, cool, thank you. Um, as much as we need the rain, it's been a rough year for me physically, and I honestly think my garden fail this year is God is trying to tell you something. No, I'm not going to give up gardening, but I think God wanted me to take it easy this year, you know, because between my trip to the hospital with my bowels and having to get steroid shots in my knees and then off my, in bed for 3 days with my back. It's like maybe, but I've been busy. I've been busy, but just today we've got one of those all cold, all day fall rain, right? And I don't know if it's my fibro, but I know with the stuff I was tying Briar's quilt yesterday, and my hands just kind of went in the middle of the night, and my back and my knees and my left shoulder. So I'm, you know, I'm taking a day, right? I really did consider going live at the dining room table while I finished tying Briar's quilt. And then my hands went, no, you're not doing that. So I didn't even do a garden this year. I spent the year canning food, an idea I got from you. Good for you, darling. Nothing. Um, yeah, so I but here's the thing. Um, where is everybody? Here's the thing. I have been. Why? What's the matter, darling? What's the matter, Mark? Um, up until for the last week, I have been on a tolerance break from uh, edible medication, and I only had enough left in my jar for one or two, like for one sassy Saturday kind of thing. And I have a bad habit of putting things on top of my fridge. And I found on top of my fridge. So I'm in pain, but I'm very relaxed. What? Who is Tim Halton? Hey, Jazzy. I mean, tomorrow's payday and I was going to have to order it online, right? My medication. And we've still got a month before harvest, right? That chain, oh, Tim Hortons. Well, here's the thing, I've been complaining about Tim Hortons for well over a year. And people said, just stop going. And I said, you know what? What is the point of having a drive-through coffee shop, coffee, tea, and a drive-through donut shop if they can't get your order right? Stopping going doesn't do anything, right? It's gonna, stopping going may just reinforces the fact that they don't want to work anyway. Oh, I don't think it can be worse, Mark. I don't. But I've been seeing the marches in the UK, and I really can, and in Australia and Germany. And although I can't really talk about it, um, good on them, eh? Hey, Linda. Oh, it's only a Tetley, but it's a good one. Yes, I have my Yorkshire Gold, but I'm going to use up this box of Tetley because it's open. So I got to use it up before it goes stale. I will send you a picture of the bibs I'm making. Oh, yes, that would be lovely. It is true. They started limited your amounts you can take out of the bank. Is it true they start? Well, here in Canada, I don't know about you, but I don't deal with a bank anymore. I have a credit union. And thank God, because the only credit union in Quebec is Desjardins, and they are not really a credit union. They're a really lousy bank. So, but Howie works in Ontario, and our credit union is an Ontario credit union. And once you're in, and we could join because he worked in Ontario, right? Is credit union now called Uni? No, my credit union's the Meridian. And I really, well, let's put it this way. Okay, first of the month came. Now, went to, when I went to the bank in Wakefield. It's no longer there, by the way. They've moved it up to Chelsea for their plans on their 15-minute city. Um, Wells Fargo limited my money, so I went to another bank and wrote a check for what I had in Wells Fargo. They went and closed the account, then went and closed the account. Good for you. So back when I was still with the National Bank, the Canadian National Bank, when I first got that account, it was $14.99 or $9.95 a month service charges. Or was it 14? It was 14. $14.95. You got 100 checks a year, unlimited use of the ATM, but I had to spend $9.95 to have a separate American account because we had a mobile home in Arizona that we were selling. We had sold, but the kids were paying us. They put a down payment and they were paying us monthly. like we were holding the mortgage for them, so to speak. And so here's what the bank was doing even then. If you, whenever I cashed the US check that got sent to me, right, to get it transferred over to Canadian money, the bank charged me 3% over and above the exchange rate. And I started paying more attention when the day my service charges, if I'm a little slow, like the Gump guy on TikTok, life is like a box of gummies, please bear with me. The day my service charges went up to $24.99, and all I got for that was unlimited use of the debit card and 2 visits to the teller if I needed to go to 2 visits to the teller. Hang on a second, folks. Hey, baby, I'm alive. What's up?
Okay, I'll let you go.
No. What's going on? No. What's going on? Are you okay?
Admitted me.
Okay.
I just have to go through all the testing and that now.
Okay. Well, keep me posted, okay, honey? All right. I love you. I'm praying for you, sweetie. God bless.
Okay.
God bless. That was my cousin Mary Jane. She's had to go to the hospital. She's been dying for a long time, and she just keeps fighting. God love her. So my service charges went up to $24.99, and I went to the bank and said, can't we do, I have been with this bank for 15 years. Can't we do something? And they said, I said, what's your cheapest checking account? Because this was just a checking account. And I had closed my American account because the kids had paid out their bill, right? And she said, well, we have one for $9.95. And I said, well, sign me up. And she said, well, that gives you 12 electronic transactions a month and 2 visits to the teller. I said, what do you mean 2 visits to the teller? Well, if you have to use the teller more than twice, we charge you 75 cents. And I said, both my husband and I have debit cards. 12 transactions a month? My husband will do that in 3 days with Tim Hortons. Right? And they said, well, and I said, you know what? I got really upset. And then I heard a voice behind me say, don't shoot the messenger. And I turned around and there were 3 little old ladies in the lineup. And I said, you know what? I'm I apologize. I'm not mad at you, the teller. And I said, and I'm sorry if I've upset you. I said, but here's my problem. They're charging me $24.99 a month to store my money. And they're just adding service charge after service charge after service charge, like the bare minimum. I said, this should be illegal. It should be illegal. So I left the bank, and I got home and I talked to my brother John in Ohio. He said, don't you people have credit unions? And I said, what do you mean? And he explained the difference between a bank and a credit union, right? And a credit union is made up by members. So I found the Meridian, and here's what I got to tell you. I pay $9.95 a month. I have a U.S. account. I have and you had to pay an extra charge if you wanted a savings account. And it would only work. It would only be of benefit if you could put thousands of dollars in it, right? So with the credit union, I pay $9.95 a month to this day. I get 50 checks a year, unlimited electronic transactions, a savings account, a US checking account. And if I now Howie's paycheck goes into my bank, into the credit union, and I pay the bills from there, right? And because I make so many electronic payments, I get $7.50 back. They take my $9.95 and then they go, oh, and they give me $7.50 back because I've used the electronic transaction so much. Like, dude, seriously, credit union, right? Hey, Sarah Young. I'm doing the same, just trying to maintain. Yeah. May I ask a stupid question? There's no such thing as a stupid question, darling. You know, when you was trying to get the fat out of the jar for your soap, why did you not just shove the jar in the microwave and melt it? Because I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it, honey. I should have just put it in a bowl of hot water while I was getting things organized. I just didn't think of it. I will next time, but I don't have to make soap again for 2 years. And they charged for everything. Well, look for a credit union, okay? Because when I found Meridian, you know what it cost us? $25 each to join. And then after a year, they gave me the because it's a joint account, they gave us our $25 back. And now they only keep $1. They gave me 24 out of my $25 back because we've been with them for so long. My membership fee for the year there's just $1. There's always $1 in there to say I'm still a member, right? Our credit union is now called Uni, and they're the most crooked of them all. They used to be good bank, but not anymore. Well, I have, and the best part about this is it's all online. I don't ever have to go into the bank, right? Because if I did, I'd have to go to Ottawa, right? And I can use my debit card anywhere. And I don't have tap because I just think that's way too dangerous. And even if we leave the country, we can still be members because if we moved out of the country and we closed our account with our credit union and then tried to reopen it, and Howie didn't work in Ottawa anymore and we didn't live in Ontario, we wouldn't be able to do it. So, I mean, as long as we keep it open, it's always there for us. Month unlimited for checking. If I want to use my savings account, I have to pay the same amount or be charged every transaction. You're charged even if you only deposit money. You're charged for depositing? Oh, no. Folks, they're trying to get us into a digital ID, digital money, because it's going to be cheaper. But remember, anything digital can be erased and fast. I never thought of that. I should check and see if I can get a better rate because I'm a senior. Well, I'm here. I don't know. If you go to the store for your seniors discount on Tuesday, it's 55 and up. Most people say anything over 60 is a senior, right? I should have went and played euchre today at the Heritage Hall with the seniors. I forgot what I was going to say. I just went, squirrel. Our credit union is great. We're called Freedom Northwest Credit Union. It only costs $5 to start. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I won't deal with banks. Howie has a bank account with CIBC because that's how he has a prepaid credit card. I have one with Coho. It doesn't work as well. It's kind of clunky to try and get money added to the account. But oh, right. Thank you, Make Believe. Um, Make Believe, is it T? No, that's Fire. That's Medic. Yeah, credit union. If you can get into a credit union, you'll save so much money. Now, when I have heard that if you go to the bank and you try and withdraw more than $5,000, they will put you through a questionnaire and grill you. Now, we can go to the teller, like we have an American account, but if we get somebody sent me $100 American cash, how we would actually have to take that to the branch and pay 75 cents to deposit, right? Because you pay 75 cents to use the teller. That's all. No, I don't have $5,000 to withdraw. I'm just saying if you tried to withdraw more than $5,000, then they would ask you what you're doing with your money and all that stuff. But really, with we never we never spend that much, right? Only once when we had like $3,000 in the bank and we were doing a big Costco haul and we had gone to Canadian Tire and bought something, tires or something. I don't know what it was. But when we went to pay for our Costco gas before we went into the store, it went, you've already spent $1,000. Like, sorry, won't work. So I had to pull out of the gas station, pull over, and phone the credit union and say, look, dude, can we not up this? Because $1,000, apparently my limit's $1,000 a day, right? But they're going to have a hard time. I'm going to have to phone them ahead of time on the 19th because Mama's going to Costco. Mom had a credit union in New Hampshire, total scammers, filed report with banking commission, won't trust a credit union. Well, I like my credit union because they don't take anything from me except what I agreed to pay, right? Now, if I have to, like I have my bills all in there online so that it doesn't cost me to send them. But if I were to say, email money transfer money to Arthur, Briar, Howie, whatever, that would cost me $1.50. But everything else is free. That's a large withdrawal. I said, when you start to make deposits to my account, then you can comment on my money. Sorry, I'm point blank like that. There's nothing sorry to be about there. We do have Amazon shopping, but I don't know. What do you mean Amazon shopping? Like Amazon? Yes, we have Amazon. Hey, Linda Valcourt, how are you, darling? You know what? There's 55 people here, and I haven't said hello to anybody. Everybody say hi while I go behind the fan. Okay? And then everybody say hi so that I can acknowledge your existence here today. Yes, I have become quite the Southern Belle. Tweedle-at, tweedle-at, tweedle-a-dee. I'm as happy as can be. By God, this is smooth. Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Jack, you make my heart go clickety-clack. Tweedle-at, tweedle-at, tweedle-a-dee. Oops. Yes, it is. I'm going to wait till everybody's done saying hi. Oh yeah, I could share, but not on a live stream. Okay, let's say hello to April Seamond, Barefoot Chickens, Brenda Hoffer, Debbie Altman, EJ, Jenny Bruno, Judy Kent, Just Me Jazzy, where did she go? Kathy Ponder, hello my love. Kathy Pinkstaff, again, hello my love. Linda Bopp, how you doing, mama? Linda Valcourt, Mark Fontaine, so glad to have you back in the fold. Nothing edited, Our Journey Homestead, Sandra, Suesby, Tigger Bouncin', and Tina Elliott. How's everybody doing today? Um, and Monet the mascot. Build a ramp outside your house. Not yet. Not yet. I actually wish he had because I'm taking Briar shopping tomorrow. Briar's moved into his apartment. Thank you for all your prayers. Now, he's in the apartment in the same building he's been living in for 3 years. So kidney beans. My connection had grown unstable there for a minute. So if I'm buffering, if it doesn't come back within a minute and a half, I will end the live stream. So just so you know. Oh, God, he's happy. Yes, he is. And he goes, no, I just got to worry about it. I said, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because he's like, oh, my God, I got to work an extra shift a week. And he only works he works normally 3 shifts a week. And he's been living on 3 shifts a week for years. The last time he worked 5 shifts for a day, 5 shifts a week for a year, he had a total nervous breakdown. So, I mean, you know, he once I'm gonna see if I can get him to apply for the disability tax credit, because what that is for in Canada, that is for people who are functionally disabled. I'm considered functionally disabled because I earn a little living here on YouTube. Not as big as it used to be, but I am not up to, I'm not the same woman I was 15 years ago. I don't have the chutzpah I used to, right? But he is, his anxiety is crippling. Like people say, anxiety is just anxiety. No, there's, what most people consider anxiety is when you are anxious because you don't want to be late for the airport, or you're going to be late for work and you're stuck in traffic. That's actually not anxiety. That's just stress. Okay. Anxiety, I have anxiety. And when it hits, it's, there's no saying, well, what do you got to be anxious about? Like Howie doesn't understand anxiety. I get zinging in my nerve ends and I have to do this. Ow, 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 ow. And I have to like get physical to shake off the zinging of the anxiety. And then there's crippling anxiety. Crippling anxiety is where you have a hard time around people. You have a hard time in crowds. You have a harder time around family crowds. Change is really, really anxious. Like change is almost impossible. That's crippling anxiety, where you see a spot on your arm and you think you have cancer. And he doesn't even have a doctor, so he can't get a referral to a psychiatrist or a therapist, right? So once he gets he's on the list, but once he gets a family doctor, I'm going to get him to see a psychiatrist, and I'm then and if the psychiatrist diagnoses him the way I have diagnosed him as being ADHD on the autism spectrum with crippling anxiety, then I'm going to get him to apply for the disability tax credit. So, because he can working 4 days a week is really hard on his mental and emotional health. That's why he was only working 3 days a week and he was making it work. But now he's paying for his own apartment. And so he's up to 4 days a week and he's realized, you know what? Now that I'm here, I've got this. He's got it all financially figured out and he's good. And I'm going to take him furniture shopping. If you're questioning the pH of your tomatoes, you use pH test strips. I don't take a chance and add citric acid. Well, there you go. Reload up some of your older videos once a week. I've been doing it. Might help you with views and watch time. I'm not really worried about it because it's okay, you know? And I'm just living one day at a time right now. I seem to have hit 60 and hit a wall. 61 and hit a wall, right? Yes, he does, actually. He walks to work every day and back. What about the seed exchange, Monet? Is it time for Howie's Hunky Punkin Pie yet, where he steals the whole thing? No. Hi, Jackie. No, we're not going to do that, but I might make him one soon. But that's not until October. That's second Monday in October is Thanksgiving. Shit, I'm still on September. Hang on a second. Oh, good thing I'm not looking at the bills because I'm on the wrong month. All right, let's put our bills back up here. If anybody wants to know how I pay my bills, I line up the paychecks and then I write down from that paycheck what I'm going to cover with that week's pay. And then as they come in, I just cross it off. It's the easiest. See, there's my reminder to go to the seniors club. I'm going to start that as soon as canning's over. Now, I am going to be canning soon. I'm going to get Howie to clean out the peppers out of the garden and the celery. Just because pie. Well, after I go shopping. Actually, I do have enough to make a pumpkin pie. I'll think about it. Since my husband passed away, so I know about cutting corners money-wise. Well, I mean, even with gas. If I'm going to go shopping and I got to take Briar to several places, right? Like he's got to go and set something up. And it's only 5 minutes by car, but for him, it's an hour and a half walk. It's way out the other side of Gatineau, right? So if I'm going to take him to places and we're going to go shopping, we do what we call an economic loop. We go to the farthest place and we work our way back to the grocery store because the grocery store is the last thing on the list because I usually buy meat and stuff. Yeah, I know it's September. My goodness. September. Dude. Anyway, I was tidying up my floor. Oh, well, you know what's for supper? I phoned Howie and said, do you want to pick up a loaf of bread? Because, like, we're out of bread and I ain't baking any today because I'm going shopping tomorrow. And I said, I'll make bacon and tomato sandwiches for supper. And he goes, yeah, I guess. So I thought that didn't sound very enthusiastic. So I texted him and said, don't worry, I got supper figured out. I put hamburger in the crock pot. Yes, it's a crock pot meal. And no, it wasn't a video. So here's your video on this crock pot meal. I put frozen hamburger in the crock pot. Chunked up an onion, threw in a jar of my shredded canned zucchini, put some dehydrated cabbage on top, covered it in mushrooms, and when the meat was cooked, I threw in a can of mushroom soup and a can of my home canned chicken broth, or not chicken broth, my scrap broth. And just before he comes home, because it's going to be watery, I'm going to throw in a cup of macaroni. Gracie, where are you? Gracie Majoo? Mitzi Mum. And he'll know there's cabbage, but he won't know there's zucchini because when I shred it and can it, it disintegrates in the cooking. You know, and it doesn't taste. You don't taste zucchini. It's one of those things that takes on the taste of whatever you're cooking. No, I still use the air fryer mostly for hot dogs and stuff, and we don't eat that many hot dogs, right? Because when I bake in, like yesterday, oh, you got to try this. Well, you could take a big cast iron skillet and oil it up really good, right up the sides, and season your chicken legs, right? And put them on the in the middle of the frying pan. And then you take a jar of your home canned potatoes that you've let drain and sit drained for say an hour, and then you rinse them off and pat them dry, and then you put them all around the chicken legs, because home canned chunk potatoes will roast at the same amount of time as the chicken legs will, right? If you put raw potatoes in, they might not be cooked enough, right? And then I striggled the olive oil all over the taters. You got some taters in there, and I got garlic powder and salt and pepper. And then I went out in the garden and I picked a handful of beans and I boiled them. And then when they were boiled, like almost fully cooked, I threw off the water and I threw in some garlic butter, give them a little saute. Oh, supper was so good last night. Oh, that sounds delicious, make believe. Hey, bee lady. Oh, thank you, Journey. Has anyone ever ordered from Whole Foods on Amazon? I'm noticing their packing is similar. No. The only thing I've ever bought from Amazon that was food was powdered eggs. And yes, I'm going to get some powdered eggs this winter, because it's like $129, but it's 4 pounds of powdered eggs, right? 1 teaspoon is an egg, or 1 tablespoon's an egg, right? So I make like homemade, pancake mix, and I, cakes are a breeze. I don't have to worry, but I like fresh eggs because I've been on a real egg kick lately, like eating 3 and 4 boiled eggs a day. Now I'm losing weight. I don't know how, but slowly, like a pound a week. I'm down to 309. And I was 325 in March. So I've lost 16 pounds since March. Yeah, I'm going to do the homemade soap in the crock pot one day soon. Okay, Journey, don't cover the crock pot. I do that out of habit when I'm cooking, and it actually didn't overcook the soap, but it heated it up too fast, right? I know, I love eggs. But you see, because I had gastric bypass in 2005, I'm always, and I wasn't in menopause yet. I had a really high iron deficiency, and I still do. And I said, I thought I wasn't supposed to have an iron deficiency after menopause. And she said, you've had a gastric bypass. Food goes through you too fast. So I know my iron's low when I boil up 3 eggs and throw them in a bowl with a little teaspoon of butter and salt and pepper and go yum and eat it with a spoon. Or just hard boil 3 eggs and just pop them. I tell you. The lye reacts with the fat in a reaction called saponification. Yeah. Is that soap not slime with the lard, or does the lye chemically change it? It has a chemical reaction called saponification. It's kind of like baking a cake. It ain't flour no more, and it ain't lard and eggs no more. It's a cake, and you can't untangle that. So when the lard and the lye cook, it creates so the lye doesn't it creates soap by the process of saponification. So the lye doesn't burn your skin because it's not lye anymore, and the lard ain't slimy because it's not lard anymore. It's soap. I have a video on that, actually. The truth about no lye soap. No lye soap. I laughed. Let's make no lye soap. And then they melt a block that of glycerin or whatever it is they bought, and then they add stuff to it. I said, yeah, the block you bought was made with lye, so you can't say it's no lye soap, right? Yeah, I'm getting 4 eggs every single day. Thanks for the advice about the crock pot. You're welcome. I have scrambled eggs, softly dehydrated them, and then powdered them in the food processor, and it makes great powdered eggs. That's what I do with the extra eggs from my chickens. Yeah, but those are cooked eggs. Can you make cake with that? See, that's the thing. Yeah, you can freeze eggs. I've done it. I don't like it, but I've done it, right? Where you put them in silicone muffin tins. I just thought of that because when I did it in baggies. Crack an egg in silicone muffin tins and freeze them that way, and then pop them out, put them in a baggie. Done. Ooh, I might do that. That's a really good idea. I'm going to try that. You know why? Because when Howie buys eggs, right? If we have too many, I pickle them to constitute the eggs, and you can use in cake mix. Wow. I find you have to scramble the eggs before freezing. The yolk stays gross, though, frozen. Oh, damn. Well, there is that, right? I guess there is that. You know what? I got so excited today. I was cleaning my floor. I'm still cleaning my room. And no, the other room is not ready to be painted yet. We're just ignoring it until winter. And then this will truly become my office and craft room because my bed's going out of here and all that stuff. Vacuum sealed, they can last about 3 years. Yeah, but if they're frozen, right? But I might try it. I got my dehydrator, eh? So I might try scrambling eggs and then dehydrating them. Oh, that's an idea. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. Yeah, I should be getting off here soon. But I was picking up the floor, and I found another sharp darning needle. I went, yeah! And then I was picking up more garbage, and I found gold eye quilt sharps, and I went, yeah! Because I can't find them. And then I was thinking about how am I going to mark Mikey's quilt for stitching. And I found my quilt pencils. Yay! Pays to clean your room. I was going to clean my room, but then I got her. Hi. Did you not have a young girl who came and helped you around the time you picked up last of the chickens? Yeah, I did. And we had a misunderstanding. And I hope, but she doesn't clean anymore. We had a misunderstanding, but she doesn't clean anymore. She might in the wintertime. I don't know. I'm actually going to email her and I'm going to ask her to come and do a full, not like cleaning, dusting, vacuuming, washing floors, the whole 9 yards, bathroom, deep clean the bathroom and kitchen and my pantry. So I'm going to ask her as soon as my disability tax credit comes. And if I know I have enough, I'll offer her $500 just to come and deep clean my one floor. That's a 1-day job. Easy 1-day job. But I'm not up to it anymore. So I pickle my extra eggs using a sweet pickle brine. They're great chopped into potato. I like my pickle. I like more of a dill pickle egg. But normally I just, make a brine and throw some peppercorns and a bay leaf. If that's all I got, a couple of garlic cloves and pickled eggs. As far as I know it is, I got that parcel of fabric. Isn't that beautiful fabric? Ooh, I'm so excited. God, I'm supposed to be purging fabric, not collecting. Your disability system in Canada sounds strange. Don't you get a check a month like here in the States? No, I'm not disabled. I'm functionally disabled. It means I earn a living by being on YouTube. I can't work anywhere else. I am physically incapable of work. Right? So YouTube, and even though this is getting more difficult, but YouTube allows me to take my time, lay things out the way I want, and do things in my own speed. That's the only reason I'm earning any living, is because of you all, right? So I get a disability tax rebate. I don't get it. I haven't got it yet. But somebody here, I think it was Paula, asked me last year, did you get your disability tax rebate, check? She said, if it's coming in the mail, it might be tomorrow. And I went, I'm not disabled, or I'm not on disability. She said, you don't have to be. And then she explained it to me. It's for people who are functionally disabled and can earn a living, but they get a tax credit to help them like buy a walker, or they get a tax credit once a year of about $1,200. I don't know, somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500 a year. And it's, if you need a new walker or special shoes, you need to build a ramp, that kind of thing, right? Well, apparently I qualified all the way back to 2012. Unfortunately, Revenue Canada only back pays 10 years. And if I owe them $600 and some, so that'll probably come right off the top. The good news is when my accountant filed, right, he filed with Quebec too. And apparently Quebec is going to give me a disability tax credit. They're not going to be as generous as Revenue Canada, but so I have no idea. I heard from them in May saying you've been approved, but it was going to take some time going back through my taxes, right? No, baby. There's absolutely no need. Thank you, Linda. But it's okay, darling. It's just today. Tomorrow, guess what? All of Howie's EI payments, deductions are paid up. His Canada Pension Plan deductions are paid up. From here on out, the only thing coming off is income tax. So we're getting we're going to get better paychecks from here on out till January. So don't you worry, darling. Don't you worry at all. I got this. Yes. Apparently I will get, after this, I will get a yearly one, which will be like, I don't know. It depends. I guess it depends on how many disabilities you're qualified for, because the girl who told me said they went back 10 years and she got $11,000, and she was diagnosed with anxiety. And the reason she was able to walk me through the process was because she worked for the Canada Revenue Agency, right? So I heard back in May. So what's this? June, July, August, September. I probably got 2 more months to wait before I'll see anything. But thank you, though, darling. I do love you, Mama. Do we pay council tax? Yeah, that's municipal taxes. Yep. Mark, Canada is one of the most highest tax countries in the world. In the great big world. It's a big place. And they're sucking us dry. I won't talk about it anymore. Yeah, Howie got me a ramp for the motorhome, right? And he built me that stand. And that stand, the ramp folds up, and the stand inverts to a carrier on the back of the motorhome. But now we need to make one for the front steps. But I think it's going to wait till spring, because I don't go out in winter anyway, right? I do if I'm going out, like how he says, everyone says, oh, you're afraid to drive in winter. Oh, hell no. I'm the one, when I am out and it's been snowing, I'm the one out behind Giant Tiger in Wakefield doing donuts, getting the feel of the snow again, right? You're afraid, so many accidents happen with the first heavy snowfall because people forget how to drive. Go to an empty parking lot, do some donuts, okay? And you'll get the feel of your vehicle again, right? I do it every year. It's not the driving that bothers me at all, right? Because I'm a good driver. It's the walking between the house and the truck, and then the truck and the store, back from the store to the truck, and the truck to the house. There can be many, many falls forecast for a person with mobility issues in the wintertime. So it's, put me in the driver's seat and wheel me into the store. I'm great. So I don't go out shopping unless Howie or Briar is with me. I don't even do that now because I can't do all the heavy duty shopping. Nah, he bought it online. He bought it secondhand. He paid $200 for it. Yeah, it would be covered, but it was bought secondhand. No, Mark, I cannot drive the motor home. Well, I could if I absolutely had to, but I haven't yet. And so once we got to get that. That's another thing. I hope I get a big disability check. Do you know what? I dreamt that I opened up a Revenue Canada check. I shit you not. Thank you for reminding me. I dreamt I opened it up and I went, $76,000. I woke up going, 76? I went, oh shit, I was dreaming. Sorry for yelling. Does Canada still ban studded snow tires? I don't know. You can have them in Quebec. You just can't have them on your car after May 1st, as I believe. Because I got pulled over for my seatbelt once. I hope so too. Wouldn't that be fun? Because I'd get my motor. Well, we got a list, don't we? Let's see what's on this is my wish list. I'm going to read you my wish list. You know why? Because we're manifesting. So this isn't a wish list. This is my acceptance of my abundance. Going to get the coach done. New awnings. I'm going to get the electrical service. I'm going to buy a tow dolly for our little car so we can travel. I'm going to get my sewing machines all sent into the hospital and get them all serviced. I'm getting my teeth done. And Howie and I are getting new tires for our vehicles. And I want to put a chunk on our loan. That's what I'm going to do. But by God, if it actually came into $76,000, I'd be paying that loan off first and foremost. No, I don't sew clothes. I don't sew clothes. I have, but I'm not great at it. You know, you would think I would be, right? But I'm not. I'm a shit at reading patterns. Did I say that? Anyway, folks, I'm going to let you go. This is Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfies saying, I love you guys. You know that? Take care. God bless. And know that I pray for you every night when I go to bed. I even pray for the haters. Take care. God bless.